You'll hear us often say that fillet edges give you something to work with. And I'll show you one example of that. It can actually mean several different things. First, we're going to fillet this. It actually almost works. If these little corners were a bit bigger, that would have probably worked, but I still might have not liked that result. So in that case, I'm going to get rid of all that. I'm going to do fillet edge, but I'm just going to do those two edges. Yeah, so this, what I show you in this video will be good if you have something like this, just these small little radii, and you just want to put a bigger fillet going like in another direction. Let's make sure that's lined up. I probably should have done this one first, then that one, but we're all good. Yeah, so this video, I'll try to do the important part right off the bat, but then I'm going to do some surface matching. This right here, you might want to measure this distance out. Actually, yeah, we might as well do that, right? Let's just go with that. -3. Oops, 1.5. Radius 3, so I got to half that. Let's just make those match our current layer. I'm just going to do a blend curve from here to here. Same with the bottom. So I'm just going to mirror everything after, but I'll just get all that stuff ready. Okay, so split face, this, and this. That, split face, this, that. Let's get rid of that and that. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. So I'm probably going to have to break this shape up because for what I'm doing, the result I'm about to get is going to be just fine. But if you want a smoother transition, you're going to have to do some surface matching. That didn't turn out too bad. You can see the corners are a little jaggy. But yeah, for what I'm doing, that's fine. I did make a material so we can see this a little bit better. Let's do that. So let's say you needed this to be better. Let's work on that right now. So one thing stopping us from making this look really good is how these iso curves are all angled or jarred like that, right? Let's do that sweep again. Now my sweep, I keep saying it's an alias, so I automatically chain the edges. So make sure you select that option when you're doing this. Let's add some slashes. Try perpendicular. That is going to improve things quite a bit, actually. I might have ruined my own video because this might work so good that we don't need to do the next steps. The reason I'm recording this video is because I had a situation not quite like this. I set this up to make better video content, but I wasn't able to get a good result doing this in that video. But this is an example where try the easiest solution first, and then work your way to harder and harder stuff, which is what I really want to do in this video. But we'll do that. Tangent sheet. Let's see what curvature does. We can do that, but we break our alignment at these edges. If you did that, you could just do a sweep 2 across here and delete this face, right? But yeah, that would give you yet a different kind of transition. But I think that we just want to do tangency. I did have this checked. It's not doing anything. Yeah, I should have mentioned that you're gonna have different options here. I don't have time to get into that in this video. Anyways, let's just go okay. Yeah, so you can see we don't have a good transition there. So we'll go like that. So this is our primary surface basically in this situation. I'm just going to match it so I can to this layer so I can see my lines. So what we do is just extract ISO curves and break the surface up at key locations. Let's get rid of that. Explode it, and we're going to do shrink trim surface. So that should leave us with surface, surface. Perfect. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is so now when we do surface matches, we can do by closest point, but there's no reason for me not to, in this case, not break up this surface edge, right? So we're going to do that just so we have an edge here. We're going to do match surf, tangency, so you can see those ISO lines appeared when I did that. But we're not going to do that. We'll do automatic. Yeah, so if you did split that edge up, you'd click that. And sometimes you can play with these options. There's way better videos on all these options. But yeah, if you play with these, sometimes you get a better result because you might be going for a specific look, right? Anyways, let's it all depends what you're after. So you can see the change is really apparent there. So I could do that. Preserving ISO curve direction will usually gives you the best chance of matching the neighboring surfaces. Go okay. But that won't matter yet because we're going to rebuild the surface to a higher degree. So the first thing we can see is that this transition is a little bit better. I can't remember how this looked, but I'm sure this improved too. So it is getting better. But we could either do change degree or rebuild. Rebuild is going to change the shape of the surface a little bit, but I just like having, I guess, like the visual stuff going on here. So I never know what direction is U or V, so we're just going to do that. And quite honestly, we don't really need that. We're going to match up to these, and we only need degree 3 and 4 points, I think. We might have to change that later. This we could go 4 or 5. We got 11 points in degree 3. We'll try it like this first. If you go too high, your point count gets too high, it'll match tangency, but then there'll be like a bump in the surface right after. So I could bump this up all the way to what? Like, yeah, so degree 5, so 11 points. And it'll match perfectly. It'll look nice and smooth right at the edge, and then there'll be like a hump. So you start with the lowest point count get the basic shape of the surface really close, and then you keep going. I do architecture, of course, so I'm not a surface matching expert. I should almost not be going too far into this, but I'll leave it like that for now. But this is useful information, especially if you're just doing like the kind of stuff I do. You can see that going on there, right? Now we got a bump there. Okay, so we did a few matches. Let's check it out. Let's try multiple matches. So you just try different things, right? And see what result you get. Refine the match. Let's see. This is a good option because we want to match a surface here. We don't want to match a surface to that. It's going to be way easier to match a surface to that. Okay, so we're getting an okay result. This looks like crap, but we could resweep this surface and upgrade it, right? So sometimes, you know, you'll get this as close as you possibly can, and there's no way you'll improve this. And this might just be graphical. That I wouldn't know. You'd have to do surface analysis, and for the small little things I do, that's way overboard. But yeah, so if you want to fix this here, go for this surface. Okay, so what are we doing next? Let's delete that. Okay, we got to split this edge. Don't have to, it's just going to make the next steps way easier. Let's get rid of that. Let's do an edge surface. See what that gives us. It's very inefficient to just drag materials onto objects as you draw them. Okay, not terrible. The other thing I use Rebuild for is just to look at my point counts. And we'll have a gander at that. Okay, let's cancel that. Let's just do the multiple matches, maybe make quick work of this. Or first, let's try oh yeah, the other thing, match edges by closest points, is because I click closer to this side and this side with these surfaces. Always try to click off to one direction, that way you won't have that happening, because I can fix that with match edges by closest points. But I don't know, you don't always want to do that, so if that happens, just boom. Oh, it's still doing it. Okay. Well, whatever, right? Whatever. Okay, we're going to average these. I'm going to see what this does. I like that, how those ISO curves are all lining up nicely. It's because I use the edge surface and I use the surface as edge. So they're matching up, yeah, really nice. Okay, that's not too bad. So let's do another match surf. Well, first I'm going to do Alt, click. I already got -1 there because I was doing this before. So what I want to do here is do match surf. Average surfaces. Embarrassed. I don't know why it's doing that right now, but anyways, we're getting there, right? Refine match isn't going to do anything right now because these are identical in that direction. Let's do that. I'm gonna go with this one. Oops. I want to do multiple matches this time. I'm gonna do this one. So it's not really intuitive, the multiple matches. I know when I click that edge, that it's this surface. It has to be, because I can match to like a trim surface, but I can't. Yeah, I can match an untrimmed surface edge to a trimmed surface edge, but not vice versa. So there's things you can still do. You can upgrade like the degree. Usually they match by upgrading the degree. I don't know how effective upgrading your point counts is if you need like really good surface continuity. So that's getting above my ability level, I guess. But the if you just need watertight, sometimes you can just stay with like degree 3 and just up the point count. It depends what you're doing, and that's a wormhole I don't want to go down. Okay, so we're basically done. What I'm going to do is join those. Hopefully that still matches. I'm just going to copy all this around and close it off. So that might be, yeah, so you can see here, this could be way better. Should I fix that? Yeah, whatever. But yeah, so you seem 98% of the value you're going to get from this video. So you can keep watching if you're bored. You got like a quarter cup of coffee you got to finish off, whatever. Yeah, look at that. That's garbage. Okay, but this is I got work to do, so I gotta finish this up. Let's do that. -1. But yeah, so that little, like, it's smooth, but then it's kind of boom, it goes like that. So that's the penalty to having too many points and using that refine match. You want to get your surface, like the general shape of it, sorted out. Yeah, so I want to say it doesn't look great what I'm doing, but it's like looks way better for what I'm actually gonna stick this into. Well, I won't even stick this into it. I've already got it built. But unlike that little that dial, that knob in the other video, I probably won't be using this in my actual model. Okay, there's that. We can just take that. Now let's just join that right now, make things easier. Mirror it. So we don't have to do the show edges, because it is in fact closed, or else you'd see something like that, right? Okay, a bit of a longer video, but we're there, more or less. But yeah, so you up your degree, and I guess that's why you want to up your degree instead of the point count, or else you'll get like you'll get the tangency or curvature, but then it'll just do its own thing right after that. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.